Hey there, welcome back to Fresh Start Budgeting. Today we're taking a look back at my original debt confession that I had done in July of 2022 and where we are today at the end of September 2022. I just wrapped up a debt savings challenge, and so I'm looking to be able to pay off one more of these debts, and so that's why I thought it would be a good time to come back and take a look at where I am today. I'm just going to start with where my original debt confession was. If you've not seen my debt confession video, please do go back and take a look. I actually had a number of items that were in collections, and that's had major impact, of course, on my credit score as well as my ability to utilize any kind of credit. And so I've taken the challenge of confronting all that those past financial mistakes and see if I can get myself a fresh start. And so that's where I started my journey. And I'm really on that same path. I do want to get rid of as many of these collections accounts and have them taken off of my credit reports as I possibly can. It does take time to be able to collect enough money to be able to connect with the collectors and make a reasonable offer to them that they will accept, and then remove the account from my record. So that's what I have been working towards. So I'm just sharing what my original debt confession chart was, and I actually made a mistake in this. When I was going and doing the final calculations, I actually did not add these all correctly. There was one of these $2,000 ones was missed, so my actual amount was actually higher than this. So I'm going to fix this right now. So in March of 2022, my actual amount in arrears was $16,484. That was in March of 2022. So you can see that I was able to get a couple items into payment plans. This one was rolled into this personal loan amount, and I am paying $300 a month right now towards that. A little bit over $300, but around that. And then a personal loan that my partner has, or a personal debt that he has, we've been making $500 payments on that since March. So we have made some headway on those two items. And then I had made one settlement where I was able to make a payoff, and I was working on a second settlement when I did my check-in for this amount here. So this is what my picture looked like, and now I'm going to show you where I am today. This is my debt update for today. Okay, I'm going to go through, and as I'm talking, what I didn't do last time is I didn't collect the debts as a whole in terms of what it was that I myself was paying and what we were paying for my partner's debts, but we really have everything else combined, and so I'm just going to combine that as well and show that together in terms of what we've been able to pay and what we're still owing. Okay, so under my paid category, I do have that first default bill, which is now at zero. So that was paid. It was $356. I ended up actually settling it for $150 only, and that was paid in June of 2022. I'm going to mark it with pink because it's solely mine, or what I considered something that I brought into the relationship. So just to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to note it there. The second one that is paid is what I had intended to pay when I did my debt confession. It was $2,465. I ended up paying $1,500 as the settlement amount, and that is now paid, and there's zero balance on that. One of them is still showing on my credit report, so I'm going back and forth with that prior creditor that it needs to get removed because that was part of the settlement deal. So there hasn't been a major impact since July on my credit score, but I think once that shows correctly, it's going to reflect on my credit score. So just in terms of update on that. Now, I did start doing something called debt bucks, where I'm just showing once I've paid off a something, I complete one of these debt bucks. So I did that for the first one at 356. I'm going to do that now for my second one. It's just another way of me kind of taking a moment to celebrate what we've been able to do, because everyone that gets paid off is like a mini celebration in my head. So even though it's like, okay, that one's paid off, let's move on to the next one, it's still a little bit of a yay, it's over. So I'm gonna go ahead and do another one for the one that we paid off in July, if I can find the right. So this one was a default payday loan. Whoops. I still get messages offering me payday loans, even though I had defaulted on them. I still get, you know, those offers of these loans, and every time I see them, my stomach just sinks, because I know the people that have to take these kind of credit solutions or these kind of loan solutions are just absolutely being taken advantage of, right? That being in that cycle was so difficult, and I'm just so glad to be out of it. I fully recognize that I am incredibly fortunate to be out of it. But it just feels good to be able to write these things off and say that those are complete and done. So that is now my second debt bucks paid off. I look forward to being able to handle the rest of these and get rid of them all. Okay, so that is my paid portion. Now I'm going to go into the ones that I have payment plans for, and I did already have payment plans for these. So this isn't new, but it is a new balance. So that personal loan is at $6,395. I pay $300 a month. A little bit more than that. I should put the actual amount, but you know, I hate random numbers. I pay $300 a month for this. It was at $6,945. So even though we've been making these payments, the interest rate on this is so bad. It's, you know, it's really not chipping away at it very much. So I fully recognize that. Okay, the next one that we have plan on, and there is no interest accumulating on this as part of the agreement plan, is now at $3,700. And this one is a debt my partner had, but we're working on it together and it's going away. So it's nice to see it. It's now, you know, almost at that halfway mark on this one, and we'll be out of this one by April of next year. If I'm able to do it sooner, we will, but you know, we've been doing okay with the monthly payments right now. So these two, because we already have plans in place, I'm not really throwing extra towards them. I want to focus on the ones that we don't have any payment plans on, so that we can get rid of those. Okay, and then the next one we have in this category is the house loan. So this is a personal loan with my partner's parents. This was what was left in the mortgage that has been paid off. So this is all that remains. So we do not have a mortgage. Very fortunate in that regard. So we are chipping away at this at $500 a month right now. Going to try to do more over a little bit of time. So when I did my debt confession, we didn't have payments that were going towards this. We were just kind of on a break, but we've started that up again. So we're now at 24,000. It was at 25,000. So it'll move slowly, and that's okay. Now the next section is what I have left in the pending group. So these are ones where I have not created payment plans yet, and I have not been able to create a settlement offer yet. So if you watch my last video, I do have $700 right now that I have set aside for another settlement offer. So this is what I'm looking at in terms of the accounts that are left in default. So I've got one bill that is defaulted at $600, another bill that's defaulted at $1,153, a defaulted payday loan at $1,222, and then finally there is a Capital One credit card which has not defaulted but is not in good standing, and I'm not making payments on, but it hasn't moved on to any kind of collectors or anything. It's at $2,765. So this category here is kind of where I'm figuring out which one I tackle next. So with that $700, I'm going to try to get one of these settled, so I can get that off my list. And that's going to be pretty significant for me. It's going to mean that we're just down to these last ones, and it'd be really great if by April of 2023, in terms of my goal, I'm able to deal with all of these, and then we can really focus our energy on these other ones, because I would love to be able to put extra money towards these ones that we've got these payment plans for, but they're in okay standing now, and I want to deal with the ones that haven't been dealt with yet. So that's where I stand. I'm going to actually add this up to see what the pending balance is. So 740, and these are all mine, so I'm just gonna mark those off. Okay, so this next part, I'm just going to show you kind of the totals of what things look like. So in March of 2022, when I, sat down and really took a look at this, I had $16,484 that I needed to deal with in some way. And the total for everything, including my partners and as well as the house debt, was $48,184. So now, what I'm going to show us now is what the total is owing for mine only. So these are going to be the pink ones. I had this 5,740 plus the 63.95. Okay. So we've gone down to $12,135. So that's from this 16,484. So we are down, or I am down on my personal ones by $4,349. Now, I totally recognize that I have not made payments that equal that amount because I made some settlements, but that is $4,349 that is not attached to me anymore, as opposed to what was in March. And so that is, that's, 6 months, half a year that and I didn't really start until June, July. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, and then if we take a look then at the 12,135 and we add what we have left on the joint ones, we are down to the total for all is $39,835. So that means we are down $8,349, And that $4,000 is actually $4,000 that has been paid, because those do not have an interest rate, and those are real amounts that have been paid on the payment plan. So we are down $8,349 since we really started in July of 2022. So that's amazing, right? And I really feel like we're on track for everything except the house loan to be taken care of by April of 2023. And then after that, I mean, that's an extra probably $2,000 a month in a lot of cases to be going to other things like my savings, which is just suffering right now. It's, but I will take this. I feel so fortunate to be in a position where I'm able to tackle these things right now and just get them done and taken care of. And my whole motivation in this was to see if, people really could get a fresh start on things that had happened earlier in their life. And I really do feel like we're on a path to show that absolutely you can start again at 30, at 35, at 40, at 45. You can start again. It's not too late to take control and to do things differently. And the only solution is not bankruptcy, right? Like, I always felt like the only way that I would be able to face this stuff was to go bankrupt over $16,000, which is just silly. So I just want to thank everybody for the very kind words, the things that you have shared in the comment section, the likes and the subscriptions. It all just really makes my day. And the fact that I haven't been confronted with a whole bunch of people saying, how could you allow this to happen, has been just amazing, because that was my major concern. I hadn't seen somebody on YouTube kind of going through something like what I was going through. And so I really do appreciate that, because I felt like I was that person in the room that everybody would look at and say, well, this person can't do it, just give up. And that hasn't been the case. And so I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And if you are in a position where you don't feel like you can get out of it, ask for help. Reach out to somebody, let somebody know what it is that you're dealing with. There were many years before I've gotten to this point where I wasn't able to do it. I did not have money to be able to keep the roof over my head and to even make minimum payments on debts. So there are people out there that will understand and who can encourage you along the way to keep going and to not give up, and that you can as well have a fresh start. So again, thank you, and I will definitely update you on which one of these I'm able to get a settlement on and to get this off. And then we'll do another debt update probably in a couple months, and hopefully again I'll be in a position where I can share some good news. Thanks guys. Bye.